Are these new toys better than He-Man and the Masters of the Universe?
I like my idea better than yours.
Legends of Dragonore is straight up classic fantasy. Then you've got Skulz, a one-man passion project that's part skull-faced chaos, part father-son legacy, and 100% original.
It was my idea to make him make toys and bring them here.
And then there's Mythic Legions, the heavyweight champs. And yeah, they brought a secret weapon to this show.
This was a secret drop here at Zolocon at our booth.
So buckle up, we're diving into 3 incredible toy lines that all share one thing. They were forged by fans, and maybe, just maybe, they're about to dethrone the most powerful toy line in the universe. 3 creators, 1 con, this is Toy Addicts.
So I hear yours looks good, and Matt's does not.
What?
I didn't say it didn't look good, I said I can't see it.
No, mine's kind of, mine's dark too.
Oh, it's worse now than it was last night.
Nicer.
Normal.
Okay, so here's the question we're asking in this episode. Are these new toy lines better than He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? I know, bold, but we're at Zolocon 2025, where independent toy lines are giving the classics a run for their money. First up, we got Legends of Dragonore. This line looks like it walked out of 1984 and into your DTOF shelf. What makes it even cooler? The 2 creators behind it met at PowerCon in 2012 as fans of He-Man. Now, they're not just collecting, they're creating. And they're building this line with fan feedback in mind. You want more articulation? You got it. You want retro armor? You got it. You want wacky bios and bold sculpts and classic blister cards? They're serving it up to you. This is what happens when the fans take over the factory, and Kim's about to dive into their wild fantasy world.
Tell me who you guys are, what you guys do here, what you guys have.
Sure. Josh Van Pelt from Promo Toys.
Pavrona from Promo Toys.
We're here with the Legends of Dragonore 5.5-inch action figures. And we also have our Warriors of the Galaxy new line of action figures.
Oh, nice. Okay, so when did this come out?
About 2 years ago, Wave 1 of our action figures came out.
Okay. Do you guys own the company?
Yes.
Yes,
It's our
okay.
original IP, original characters. And so we have Wave 1, and then we have Wave 1.5. Our newest items are actually our dragons. And then we actually have a pre-sale of our newest line, which is called Warriors of the Galaxy, which is just an offshoot of Legends of Dragonore figures, based on vintage bootleg figures.
Very cool. All right, so do you guys have an online store? Are you guys a brick and mortar?
We have our own online store, formotoys.com.
Okay.
But we're also available from Big Bad Toy Store. They have in-stock items, they have pre-ordered items. And we have a network of like brick and mortar retailers as well.
Okay, very cool. And then what has inspired all of your work?
Childhood.
Yeah.
The toys that we would have wanted to play with as kids.
Yeah.
Barbarians, fantasy themed, dragons.
All the famous format that we had back in the 80s, like the muscular guys, the fighting dudes, the curvy women, all that good stuff. And this is our own take on this format.
I love that you put curvy women in there.
Our first wave had 2 female characters in it. So
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. Very inclusive. Okay, and then what is like your rarest piece? What's the most valuable piece that you guys have?
The prototypes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which he makes all of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm the lead sculptor at the company.
Wow. Okay.
So
What were you guys doing prior to this?
A little bit of toy design in general. I
Okay.
worked for different companies and then decided, since, when you work with other companies and art directors, they always tell you what to do and what they like.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point you want to do something that you like
Yeah.
and go, yeah, but I like my idea better than yours. And then you have to start your own thing.
Yeah.
And in these amazing times that we live in, we have 3D printers and all the possibilities to do our own stuff. So we just basically just started.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so with you saying you like your ideas better than theirs, do you use any like feedback from like your fans or anything like that to kind of incorporate some ideas?
Fans are the most inspiring thing in the whole game. That is really when you put out your idea and people come and feel inspired, they inspire you back. It's like symbiosis. I love it.
Yeah.
One of the biggest examples is the castle.
Yeah.
This castle was actually done by a fan
Oh.
who didn't collect vintage toys at all, but he saw our figures, especially the divine armor from Wave 1, and was inspired to make a castle to display all of his figures. And he posted it on our fan page, and I was like, that's amazing. And he offered to lend it to us for Legions Con
Oh.
and shipped it out to us. I set it up, shipped it back to him. He made modifications and then shipped it back to us again for this weekend.
Oh, that's so cool.
Big shout out to John McGoon.
Yep.
He's the man.
Good job,
We
John.
started with the little display pieces on the side.
Yeah, it's an amazing display,
And-
actually.
And then he sent that over, and I mean, look at it, how it blends in.
It does fit very well,
That
yes.
is so awesome.
You did
I
a
love
great
it.
job.
These are Wave 2 that are on pre-order, so they're all resin hand-painted prototypes.
This is one of my favorites. It's a very plain figure in the basis. It's just a troglodyte. It's a caveman type of deal, and I always wanted to have in this format a character that resembles the old barbarian-themed Picton dudes, like those primitive brutes that we never had in any of those lines back then. So I'm very happy to have them now.
Look at that.
And my favorite figure is also from our Wave 2. It's Arboreus, based on like the mythical like tree man character in mythology. But I just think he's amazing looking, sculpted by Pear. I'm not sure how the factory's going to do all the undercuts on the leaves, but
He's a green
they'll fit-
giant.
they'll- exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little bit of backwards and forwards with the factory because he's so detailed, and you have to meet specific needs for the mold making. You can't have underlocks or mold blocks or undercuts and all that stuff. And I didn't really consider that while sculpting it because I was carried away and
Just making it look cool.
yeah, and that was a little bit adjusting was needed. Yes.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, so with you being in Jersey and you in Germany, how did you guys link up?
So we met at PowerCon 2012,
Yes.
and amazingly we just hung out then, and we've been in contact since.
Besties for the resties?
And Emiliano Santa Lucia was there as well, and I've known Emiliano since about 2000. So
I met Emiliano at a convention in Germany where he was as a guest, and I was there as a fanboy, and I just got there to get a sketch from Emiliano and met him there. He doesn't remember that, but I do. And then we met again in 2012 here, and I went to him and I was like, do you remember me? We met in Germany. And he was like,
Yeah.
no, I didn't. Yes, you did, but yeah.
so we worked on other things, over the years, and then we decided to make our own toys.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Now we pivot from sword and sorcery to skulls and style. Enter Skulz, a fresh 3D printed toy line with major attitude. These aren't mass-produced figures. No, they're handcrafted, weird, and awesome in a way only small batch toy makers can pull it off. Like if a street artist broke into Snake Mountain and started designing figures on the throne. That's Skulz. And speaking of Skulz, you'll want to remember this vibe when we get to Mythic Legions a little later. Let's just say the Skulz energy might be infectious. Kim tracked down the artist behind Skulz, and yeah, this might be the most original thing on the show floor.
Tell us who you are, what you got going on here.
Welcome humans, my name is Carmelo. This is my designer artist toys that I've created based off of my digital world of art. So we've got the Skulz, which is based off of a pixel art collection that I had done. And then we have the Chaos Guild, which is a new art collection that I just did, illustrated. These cats are brand new. I have a couple here for the show. All of these guys are available here today at Zolocon, and I'm just happy to be here. This is my first time coming out in public with these designer toys. These are 3D printed. You wouldn't know it unless I told you. They're about half a pound each. Each figure takes about a day to make. I'm also working on a Sofubi figure. I have 6-inch prototypes here. These guys are super cool. The final version will be 8 inches, and I've got a resin prototype of that right here. And close your eyes, audience. If you like brains, you'll love this guy. He's coming out in about 2 months. and there'll be extremely limited edition drops on both the website, skulz.club, and also on Instagram.
Do you get to see your dad make all the things?
Yeah.
Do you get to give him some ideas?
Yeah, it was my idea to like make him make toys and bring them here.
It's true. It's true. So we came to Zolocon. We've been to almost every Zolocon that they've ever had, and I've been collecting toys since I was a kid. And he's like, "Dad, when can we come to a show and sell?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. I'm getting too old for that, or whatever." But then I started drawing again, like I said, 4 years ago. And he's like, "You should make some toys." And then he started naming some of them, and then now we're here with actual product. So it's been a very fun journey. Super proud of him and appreciate the support that he's given.
All right, real quick before we jump into the next segment, I've got something completely different, but something I've been working on for 4 years now, and I'm insanely proud of it. It's a brand new documentary I just finished called Make It Till You Fake It. We followed 4 independent wrestlers across the country as they grind it out on the independent wrestling circuit, chasing the dream of signing that contract with WWE. It's raw, personal, and some of it gets really weird. Just like the toy world, it's full of passion, pain, and people doing what they love for almost no money. Here's the trailer. I hope you like it.
I find myself most comfortable just turning my own self up by like a lot.
This is not over!
People can just do this. You can just sign up and just do it.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals, Chance Riser, Patrick Scott, the reality.
I knew that indies existed. I knew that, TNA was a thing, but how do I do this? That's for me. They're cheering for me. You're welcome. They made this.
We're independent contractors. Putting your business out there, you're hanging the signs on the thing with your number on it.
Welcome back to the King's Gate Show!
So the King's Gate is just a collaboration between 4 Carolina wrestlers, wanted to be utilized more in the companies that we were working for.
Hey, can you shut up?
The heels always have a bigger following than the baby faces do.
People really hate me.
To me, it's funny because I know that's a different side of him.
It's a very jam-packed schedule. Almost every weekend is full.
Last night went really well, and we are now only 3 hours away from home. I will say that the people that are still around from the 80s and 90s and are still into wrestling today, they have evolved with the business.
There's a lot of good stuff that old school guys can still teach new school guys, but there's a lot of new stuff out there that's just as good and amazing.
I'm so sorry. He's got this, he knows what to do. He's learned, and he's built up his body too. Like, he exercises all the time, so he's prepared for what's coming.
Well, there's a reason they call them high-risk maneuvers.
Just coughed up a little bit of blood, and I'm trying to decide if that's good or not.
So I would say his mental well-being is definitely impacted by wrestling. I'm almost certain that every single wrestler's mental well-being is.
It is a business that can just tear you down.
I look in the mirror and I see that twig kid looking right back at me.
I will give you every single bit of classless Mason Miles that I have.
It can't all be a character. The line has to blur,
When you're in front of a TV, people see you around the world.
Sure, a contract would give me more money. Duh.
Everybody wants that contract.
But there's nothing worth more than giving someone else their money's worth.
You don't know what's next for you. I mean, you just literally just live this life until you decide you don't want to anymore.
Well, what is this, Beyond the Mat? No thank you.
Give it. Oh!
Okay, so we've had Dragonore bringing the MOTU vibes and Skulz dropping 3D printed heat. Now it's time to visit the GOAT, the heavy hitter, Mythic Legions themselves. 4 Horsemen Studios didn't just bring their A game, they brought a secret drop, a brand new figure called the Legendary Barbarian. But wait, it gets better. They also showed off their Skullman figure, and I can't help but feel like that Skulz inspiration is in the air.
I'm Diego, I work at 4 Horsemen Studios, and we're here at Zolocon 2025.
The 4 Horsemen have been a huge influence in the toy industry. How does it feel to see Mythic Legion grow into one of the most popular indie action figure lines?
I mean, it is mind-blowing. It started from as a humble Kickstarter and has grown and grown over the last over 10 years now. Last year we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we had our own convention, Legions Con, which was the biggest it's been ever.
Where was that one?
That was over in Whippany, New Jersey.
Okay.
At the Marriott over there, and it was awesome. It was a weekend full of just Legion-specific like fandom, out of this world.
The modern Skull Man figure. What inspired this new version, and how does it compare to previous releases?
So the Skullman figure is, you know, a mythic or a Legion's version of Zolocon's Warrior Beasts line. So we worked with them last year to do Skullman, which was the first of this series. This year it's Headhunter, so we talked with Mike and figured out what was the next character in the process, and it was the Headhunter, who honestly is one of my top figures of the year.
Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions have built an incredible fan base. How much does collector feedback influence your action figure designs?
We're always listening to our community. We pride ourselves in being in touch with the Legionnaires out there that support us. We always try to, you know, give them something that they want, that they've been asking for. Maybe it's a little different from what they expected, because we try not to, you know, just copy ideas. We try to be original ourselves, but we definitely listen to feedback and try to give the people what they want.
Yeah, is there any like specific examples of how you guys have like incorporated some of the fans' work or ideas?
Well, in our last Cosmic Legions wave, we had a figure. His name's a little complicated. It's like Anthropoles. Sorry. I usually learn it once it's shipping out the door, but it was a figure that was designed by David Williams, one of our fans. We contacted him ahead of time, said, hey, would it be cool if we did this and collaborated? He was like, oh yeah, totally, I'm on board. And it was like one of those great moments where we brought the community and the company together to give something that everybody wanted.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool, especially since you're saying like you guys are started from a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Fans are kind of everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you tease any exciting Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, or any new toy lines happening?
Well, what I can show you is the debut figure we had at this show, which is our legendary Barbarian. This was a secret drop here at Zolocon at our booth. This is just one of many configurations, but it's a classic Barbarian figure. He's got this mop top of hair, which also comes in black and blonde, as well as his bearded, helmeted look. And he's a tribute to all things Barbarian.
So, are these new toys better than He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? Well, that's up for debate, but here's the thing. He-Man walked so these toy lines could run. Dragonore is pure MOTU spirit, made by fans, for fans. Mythic Legions keeps redefining what fantasy figures can be. And Skulz? Skulz is just out here doing skull-faced donuts in the parking lot of toy tradition. This year's Zolocon wasn't just about new figures, it was about evolution, about fans turning their passion into plastic. So, tell us, who wore the crown? Is Dragonore your new Eternian champion? Are you pledging allegiance to Skullman and the legendary Barbarian? Or did Skulz steal your weird little heart?